Guys, Magic Spoon is cereal reinvented. This is my family's favorite breakfast, and we're never going back to regular cereal. Our favorite combo is to mix the cocoa with the peanut butter flavors to make the ultimate peanut butter cup collaboration with 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 net grams of carbs in each serving. This high-quality cereal is fueling reimagined. Use my code Chael2023 for $5 off your very own variety box and choose from Magic Spoon's best-selling flavors like cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cookies and cream, and maple waffle, plus other awesome flavors, including blueberry muffin and cinnamon roll. Magic Spoon is so confident in this product, they back it with a 100% happiness guarantee, which means if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Click on the link below. Use the code Chael2023 to save $5 off your order today. Also, for my Canadian and British fans, Magic Spoon now ships to Canada and the UK.
I've been getting asked to speak on the PFL and the drug testing. And not just to speak on, I've been called by pundits and fighters, a lot of people within this space, right? Those private phone calls. But I'm sharing that I was the guy that was asked about it. Does PFL have a problem? And there's a couple of ways to look at it. And my answer is no. No, they don't. I look at it in a different way, which is, and you saw what I'm talking about. They went out to Nevada, and was it 9 guys? They got like 9 guys in a day. And I always get confused because Slap, there was a week, and Slap had a plethora of people that were hit in Nevada. It was like a week later, and the same thing happened to PFL. So it was roughly 9 guys for the PFL. But then somebody else came in, and he was even a tournament winner, a defending winner that was planning to enter this season. So they get pulled, and the way I see it is that they don't have a problem. The PFL has a good system in place for catching these people. Sometimes it's educating them. People generally don't like to hear that it was a mistake, but a lot of times it is, where somebody didn't know that something that they're taking is banned, or at the time that they're taking it, right? It used to just be on fight night. The rules have changed. It's not that out of competition is a very common vernacular and term and discussion piece in our sport, but it didn't used to be. So when you have these athletes that were hit and are going to deal with that, and they're going to do mismatches, and they're going to learn from it, but they're also going to become examples for the rest of the roster to look at, oh, what I'm doing that same thing, right? I mean, this is kind of the way that it goes. I didn't see a big problem with it. I mean, I just didn't. I will tell you, I can't remember the last time, and these guys were hit in Nevada, both. Slap, whatever happened there, and the PFL, whatever happened there, that was all Nevada. And I can't remember the time a state agency hit somebody for a failed drug test. I can't recall it. Do you? And I'm racking my brain. I can't remember the last time there was ever a failed drug test or a hearing about it or a sanctioning of somebody's license. A commission meeting. Did I already say that one? Where a card was disrupted because this athlete was I can't remember the last time that happened from a state agency. It always has been USANA. And there appears to be, and this is with no data or research, this is me following the sport, and I do want to disclose that, but there appears to be a little bit of an idea by some of the state agencies that, okay, we have USANA here now, they're doing a really good job, just let them do it. And I don't know that I care that I have a horse in this race, but not one of those state agencies has had their budget affected. It's very relevant. It would appear that they're not out doing the same kind of a testing. I really don't know. It would appear that they're not out doing the same testing, but their budget hasn't been affected. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So the money is still there. The horsepower is still there. They're not releasing people. They're still taking the taxpayer dollars. They're still getting the money from the general fund. Where are the tests? I think it's a reasonable question. I did a piece on USADA as it has to do with Conor a couple of days ago. And believe me, I heard from everybody, including USADA. And I got to tell you, when I speak about USADA, I always do like USADA. They're really good people. They really are. They're very reasonable. The fact that they watch the piece and reach out to me, they're very reasonable people. They did have a discrepancy with what I said. And I want to get it accurate because I know a lot of you come to me. So I'm not above a correction, right? But this is what USANA told me. They said, Chael, you said that we have tested people that are not with us. And I did say that they should walk right up to McGregor, who they've been in front of, and ask him to take a test. They should do that. They have the ability to do that. They have a precedence to do it. They elected to not do that. So electing to hold him up when you had the ability to ask him for a test, which you didn't do, it's not a huge deal, but I'm saying it's an argument, and it's going to be brought up, and they're going to have to give an answer for it. And I feel when they contacted me, they were tempted to give me the answer, which is we can't test him. He's not in the pool. And I told you that they have a history of testing people who aren't in the pool. I told you that. And what they wanted to correct me on was the fact that they ran those tests, but not on their own. Not on the dollar of the UFC. Who's paying for the test? This was the argument they're making me. Who's paying for the test? In this case, the UFC is paying for the test. Okay, great. We're not going to go test somebody that isn't with the UFC and then go back and charge the UFC for it. And we haven't done that in the past, at least not intentionally. And they informed me that the examples that I gave, they were working at the direction of a state body. That's true. I remember that. I know I didn't say that in the piece, if you guys remember, but I did know that. I don't dispute that. But I just don't think that that's going to hold up. So if you have a state body such as Nevada, who has the right to test its athletes, and Nevada doesn't want to do the test, they don't want to conduct it, they have the right to labs and agencies. Quest, by example. Nevada has the right to test you, but they can use a third party. They can call you and tell you you have 1 hour to be at Quest, by example. I've gotten those calls before. So what Nevada did in the cases that I cited is they elected, with their authority, they elected to bring in, instead of Quest, by example, USANA. And that is where USANA came in. They wanted me to make this correction. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. But I'm not conceding to the over point, right? This is all the words that were said. I've said their words, and they're right. So I'm going to say them to you guys. But the point that they're attempting to make is that they won't test somebody that is not in their pool. And the reason they didn't test Conor McGregor is because they don't have authority over Conor because he's not in the pool. And I'm telling you, historically, that's not true. And historically, that's not how they've operated. Whether they received a phone call from somebody that said they were a governing agency or not, it's not. They've got Conor. They have access to Conor. They know where Conor is, and they know what his intention is. They could walk up and they could ask him for a sample any time, and they haven't done it. I'm going to stand by that. And when they get to an arbitrator, whether that holds up or not, I'm not bullish on it. In fact, I'm kind of light on it. But from a historical standpoint, I am right. Because people have been tested that were not in the pool, and they were even punished. And they tried to say, but I wasn't in the pool. I'm not part of this. I'm not subject to this. They did not have oversight of me. And it's a really important thing. There's things that you can do in life that because of your job are not allowed. Whereas anybody else, as long as they didn't have that specific job. I mean, it's a very relevant thing if you're in the pool or not. People are using in the media to hold this against Conor. He removed himself from the pool because he was about to be in violation. If you're about to be in violation, get the hell out of the pool so that you're not breaking a rule. It's very relevant, and it was very appropriately done. But this fight of time and which clause should we go to? They have a clause that a reasonable person is going to conclude means Conor's got to be in there 180 days. That clause exists, but there's another clause where he doesn't. That clause a reasonable person could activate as well. I've cleared it up. I've said my piece. But my opinion and my message on the meaning of those words has not changed.